Shalom and welcome to part 4 of the Understanding the Kingdoms Behind the Metal series. This is the last part of this series, and first I want to give all thanks to the Most High Yah by way of His only begotten Son, Yahusha Mashiach, for just guiding me through this lesson, just helping me, allowing me to make this, just giving me the opportunity to share this, and be with me through my spiritual walk. I pray this is going to be an edifying lesson to all of you. Pray that this is going to be pleasing unto the Most High Yah, and let's get right into it. The first theory of the 10 toes, the 10 EU nation Rome revival. First, you have the Visigoths tribe. Region was Spain. The Suevi tribe, region Portugal. The Burgundians tribe, region Southeast France. The Franks tribe, region Northwest France. The Lombards tribe, region South Poland. The Anglo-Saxons tribe, region East Britain. The Ostrogoths tribe, region Italy, extinct. The Vandals tribe, region North Africa, extinct. And the Heruli tribe, region Italy, extinct. And these three tribes went extinct at a certain time, meaning that pretty much all, if not all the people of that group, of that tribe was wiped out, meaning their bloodline didn't really continue after that, right? And we're going to get into that as well. And then the last one, we have the Huns tribe, region Eastern Europe. So these are the 10 nations, pretty much Europe as we see today, just stretched out a little more east than what we would say, Europe is today. But this is the 10 nations in this first theory that people believe is going to rise up, that they're going to pretty much take over, and they're going to be that kingdom of iron and clay, the feet of iron and clay. And as you can see right here, this is the nations. And to give you some context, this is the 10 tribes that came about after the fall of Rome. And now you have the iron and clay of feet. And then right here you have some of what we're going to get into as far as what happened to the tribes that went extinct. Alright, let's get into it. The EU nations Rome revival. First, we're going to go to Daniel chapter 7, verse 24. And it reads, "And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings." So this is where that 3 extinct kingdoms come about, right, or tribes. The kingdom is Rome, and the 10 toes are the 10 kingdoms that came after Rome mentioned previously. And it makes sense because we see Rome being that iron on the statue, the legs of iron, and now comes the 10 toes of iron and clay, right? And also, it's interesting that it's iron and clay and not a different metal. It kind of shows you that it still has a little bit of Rome in it, and we're going to get to what that little bit of Rome is. This is the belief that these are nations that make up the revival. The Emperor Zeno arranged a treaty with the Ostrogoths in 487 AD, which led to the eradication of the Heruli tribe in 493 AD. So, we see in 493 AD, Heruli tribe, gone, extinct. Later, Justinian destroyed the Vandals in 534 AD. Vandals, 534 AD, extinct. And crippled the power of the Ostrogoths tribe in 538 AD. 538 AD, Ostrogoths, extinct. Thereby eliminating all the powers that had limited the power and influence of the Pope. So there go your little bit of Rome, that Pope, and this is the theory. This first theory is that these kingdoms are going to rise up, and the Pope is going to be pretty much the head of these kingdoms. And this theory became pretty popular as of recent, especially like looking at the influence of the Pope, the things that they're doing right now, trying to be one religion, pretty much, with the Pope being like the head right now. So there's some interesting stuff that kind of gives evidence and gives a little bit of validity to this theory. And then, as you see right here, this is some of the paintings of the battles that happened. This is Pope Gregory, one of the famous popes. See right here. See that cross, that tall cross and stuff like that. That's where, a lot of this came from. And then they use this in crusades and stuff like that. These religious missions and stuff they used to take to just gain more power and gain more influence throughout the land. All right. When the Western Roman Empire fell in 476, the Catholic Church competed with Aaron's Christians for the conversation of barbarian tribes, which is the tribes that we just spoke about, and quickly became the dominant form of Christianity. So they were competing with these Aryan Christians, and throughout this time. So through what happened right here, with conspiring with some of these tribes to eliminate each other and then destroying that tribe, they were able to pretty much gain control and be the most popular religion during this time. All right, so this is first theory. Let's move on to second theory. The second theory of the 10 toes. The 10 world nation, one world empire. Region number 1, North America. Region 6, Latin America. Region 8, Sub-Saharan Africa. Region 7, Middle East and North Africa. Region 2, Europe. Region 5, Russia and Central Asia. Region 10, East Asia. Region 9, South Asia. Region 3, Southeast Asia. And Region 4, South Pacific. So these are the nations / regions that would make up the world empire. So pretty much this theory is that it's not just going to be Europe, the nations in Europe during this time that comes about and makes up that kingdom, that of iron and clay on the statue. But this is going to be that the world, the whole world, all the lands, every bit of it is going to make up this world empire, be what it says, the world empire. And this is the different nations that is believed to be broken up. That's going to be broken up into. And this is interesting because this is actually made by the Club of Rome, and we're going to get into them in a second. All right, the 10 region world empire. For this, we're going to go to Revelations 19, verse 19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. The 10 toes represented the 10 divided region of the world. This is the belief that 10 kings will rise, each one possessing a region. They all will unite. So it's going to be 10 kings, but they're all going to have one mind, one mission, to be that world empire. All right, so now let's get into the Club of Rome. And what is this group? The Club of Rome in 1973 proposed that the new global order included dividing the world into 10 economic trading blocks. Today, the European Commission includes a world map on their site that shows 10 groups of nations, which would be designed to consolidate regional control. So they have this on the site, and you can see that they have the world divided into 10 regions, and it's pretty it's like it makes you question why is it broken down, what's this plan. The Club of Rome is a platform of diverse thought leaders who identify holistic solutions to complex global issues and promote policy initiatives and action to enable humanity to emerge from multiple planetary emergencies. So this is why this theory is pretty popular. As you see, they're almost like the FEMA of the world. They come in during these during chaos and all these issues and unrest that they cause. So pretty much they cause these things to happen, and they come in, save the day. But in saving the day, they take more control. So you see FEMA with different things that they did during catastrophic events and stuff like that. They come in and they take control and theoretically, I guess, quote unquote, save the day. But they do so also by taking more control over the population that they're saving. And this is what these people are talking about. They're saying, okay, if there was to be a global issue, we got to come in and we're going to break it down into these 10 regions, and pretty much we're going to save the day, but under some rules. So this is why this theory is pretty popular, because we see this already being spoke about. We see these world leaders coming together, talking about we gotta do this, we gotta do that, we gotta come together as one. It's very weird stuff. But these are the two theories that make up the iron and the clay kingdoms. These are the main two theories. Now there's other theories, but these are the main two I found. And please, if there's any questions, any comments you have about this, please post it down in the comments. If there's any theories that you have came up with and found, please post it down in the comments. Alright, last but surely not least, who is the stone? Now, I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar if you read the story, but for those that have just been seeing the statue and maybe have not read the story, there's good news to the end of this, and this is the stone that comes to break up all these metals representing the kingdoms, and this is going to be the last empire to reign on this earth. New Jerusalem will reign for 1,000 years under King Yeshua, under the Messiah, and we see this in Scripture. So there's no historic examples of this that we can look at, or historic accounts, because this is prophetic, kind of like how the iron toes and the clay toes are prophetic. This is prophetic, and we see this in the Scripture. Stone cut from the mountain without hands. That's number one, and how we know this is going to be the millennial kingdom. And then second, last kingdom to stand. To it. The stone cut from a mountain without hands. The stone cut from a mountain without hands represents the virgin birth of the Messiah. Just like the virgin birth was a miracle that couldn't be done by man. A stone cut from a mountain is a miracle that can't be done by man. As we know, the Messiah was birthed through a virgin birth. No man was in that making. So it's very interesting where it says cut from a mountain without hands, because that pretty much is the definition of Messiah's life. It was not done by man. So this is very, very telling of who is going to be this king, what's going to be the kingdom, because there's no other king or kingdom unless you start trying to talk about extraterrestrial type of thoughts and beliefs. There's nothing else that it can be but the millennial kingdom. And we also see this in Revelations as it ends off with that being the last kingdom to reign. There's nothing else after the millennial kingdom. After the millennial kingdom, that's it. That's when the final judgment happens, and then it's over. And we see this in Daniel chapter 2, verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Most High house shall be established in the top of the mountains. It shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. So it tells you in Daniel chapter 2, verse 2, that it pretty much tells you who's going to be the kingdom. Verse 3, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Most High, to the house of Yah, of Jacob, or Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Most High from Jerusalem, or Jerusalem. So this is the first example, the first evidence to why this is going to be the kingdom. And we see Nebuchadnezzar's statue right here. You see a representation of Yeshua coming down. And then you see this beautiful painting of this kingdom on this mount. Alright, and last, it's going to be the last kingdom to stand. There will be one kingdom to stand at the end, and that is the kingdom of Yah. Just like the stone was the last element, it was the last thing to come, and this mountain is going to be the millennial kingdom, last kingdom. And we see this in Daniel chapter 2, verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the Most High of the Shemayim, or heaven, set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. And then Revelations chapter 11, verse 15. And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in the Shemayim, or heaven, saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our master and of his son, or the Messiah. And he shall reign forever and ever. So this is it. This is the good news at the end. Even through all these different kingdoms, the captivities that we had to endure in them, there will be one to come at the end. We want to be on the right side so we could be a part of this kingdom, this last kingdom, the millennial kingdom. And you see some pictures right here. And this is what I think about, and I've been recently just been thinking about it even more, especially in the times that we're in. If I can give any level of encouragement, I would say, don't get discouraged. Try to remember day by day why we're here, what we're called to do, and look to the kingdom, making sure that we're preparing ourselves on all levels, of course, for the times to come, mainly spiritually. But this is it. This is why we're here. This is why what we're searching. This is what we're fighting for. While we're doing these different things, this is it. And we know that no matter what goes on, this is going to happen. This is going to be the last thing to happen. So this is what we should be trying to think on each and every day. And it's hard sometimes. It gets hard too, but it's just trying to really pray each day for that shalom, that ruach mindset, to just keep on remembering, why am I here? Why am I here? Everything's okay. Everything's going to be okay. As long as I'm doing the right things, and y'all still with me, everything's going to be okay. Because at the end, this is our reward. So that has been this series. This concludes the series of understanding the kingdoms behind the metals. I hope this was edifying unto y'all. I hope this was pleasing unto the Most High. And thank you all for watching. If you haven't watched the previous ones, I highly recommend going back to part 1 through 3. And just thank you all for just your interaction in this. Please leave a comment. Please share if it was edifying to you. And just hope you all have a Barak day, a great day, and shalom.